Hey, what's going on, guys? Michael here from PartsPro.ph. This evening, it is December 5th, 2020. It's about 6:03 in the evening. Hopefully, you guys all had a fantastic week, and hopefully, you guys are all going to have some really awesome plans for the weekend. This is the weekly sort of recap show of everything that's happened at Parts Pro and also in the automotive world here in the Philippines. So we're going to do a quick roundup and also give you guys some quick sort of updates on what is to come for Parts Pro in the next few days. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get started on that. Mark your calendars because December 11th, 12th, and 13th, there's going to be a Parts Pro Christmas pop-up sale over at the Kia and Volkswagen dealership at BGC. Again, that is going to be December 11th, 12th, and the 13th, which is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Times are going to be from 9 a.m. in the morning until 6 p.m. So if you're too busy to, stop by the store over at Congressional, we're going to be at the Kia and Volkswagen dealership December 11th, 12th, and 13th this coming week from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the Parts Pro Christmas pop-up sale over there at BGC. There's going to be a ton of items that they're going to go ahead and bring. So if you're looking for anything in particular, make sure that you go ahead and contact Parts Pro and try to find out exactly what is going to be there so that you can get ready to stop by, pick it up, especially if you're in the Makati, Pasay area, or if you are in the Taguig area. Obviously, you can just go ahead and stop by. Again, that is going to be December 11th, 12th, and the 13th over at the Kia dealership, Kia and Volkswagen dealership in BGC. All right. Now that I've got that out the way, first thing I want to talk about is December 1st, the cashless full RFID implementation started. I would like to know what you guys are thinking about that. There's a bunch of articles where a lot of people are sort of giving their pros and cons and complaining about things. For me, from my experience, was I actually went to Bulacan last Sunday. Pumasok ako dyan sa Mindanao, took the NLEX to Bulacan. Buti na lang may cash pa sila. Pero for me, it's kind of frustrating. I left here sa amin at about 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. Pagdating ko dun sa Mindanao at 4 a.m., yung pila para lang makapag-install at 4 a.m. is sobra haba na. I could only imagine what those lines were going to be. Dito sa amin, sa Rizal, I believe it was nung Thursday, they had the RFID installation dito sa munisipyo namin. Nagsimula sila ng 9 a.m. Yung traffic humabot na hanggang dun sa junction at saka dito na sa C6 para lang magpakabit sila. Ang problema dun is I guess there was only 1,000 RFID stickers that they brought. So pagdating ng alas 10 yata ng umaga or alas 11, wala na, ubos na. Ang problema, hindi naman sila nagsasabi. So yung mga tao, pumila sila all day. As in, kung galing ka ng Ortigas, traffic ka na. Kung galing kang C6, hindi na gumagalaw kasi yung buong floodway na traffic na dahil yung mga pupunta sa munisipyo ng Taytay para magpakabit. Kung galing ka na sa may Anguno, Binangunan, pagdating pa lang dyan sa may Muson, hindi na din gumagalaw yung traffic. So hassle talaga. I don't understand kung bakit hindi na lang sila this is my personal opinion. I don't understand why can't we just go to like a 7-Eleven or a gas station? If they were to put these installation places at every sort of Petron station or Shell station or whatever gas station, so that when we go get gas, they can easily be installed, or they can just give us a packet that we buy with all of the directions already there on how to do it, how to properly install it, and where to install it on your car. It would be so much easier kasi yung pipila tayo ng ilang oras para lang makakuha ng RFID na ikakabit lang naman nila for wala pang 1 minute, tapos na. I mean, I would like to hear what your thoughts are. Alam ko dyan sa Valenzuela, meron akong nabasa na article galing sa mayor nila na, if I'm not mistaken, they filed a complaint exactly na nagsobra daw ang traffic dyan sa may Valenzuela dahil yung mga nagpapakabit. I mean, this is a complete hassle. I wish that the government bodies or whoever's in charge of these things would have really thought this out better. Kaysa yung feeling ko, ang sabi ko dun sa asawa ko, para bang, ano ba dito sa Pilipinas, pag may kailangan gawin, imbis na sabihin or isipin na ano yung pinakamabilis sa tao, parang iniisip nila, oh, ano yung pwede natin gawin na para mahirapan yung mga tao. Kasi all of this is just parang pinapahirapan lang eh. There's other countries that do it so much easier. In Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken, they sell it through Shopee or Lazada. They sell it somewhere online, and then they have a directions on how to do it. In the U.S., I know you can go to pretty much every 7-Eleven or other convenience stores and reload your Easy Pass. Now, one, you can move it from car to car because that's what my parents do. They move it from their truck to the van, right? Kailangan mo lang i-load yun. Pwede mo na gamitin kahit anong sasakyan. Kung tatlo yung sasakyan mo, kailangan mo lang isang easy pass na pwede mong ilipat-lipat. Kaysa yung kung madami kang sasakyan, ibig sabihin lahat ng sasakyan mo kailangan pang RFID. Hassle yun. Ilang oras ka pipila para lang sa isang sticker na, lalo na kami, hindi naman kami madalas mag-expressway. Hassle yun. I wish they would have really thought this out a lot better kaysa yung bigla na lang mag-i-implement na parang kalokohan lang eh. But then again, this is my personal opinion. I just wish that they would have done it so much easier. But then again, there's so many articles, so many people, so many posts out there that feel the same way I do. I just hope that somebody listens and make this RFID thing so much easier for all of us. Kasi hassle talaga. All right. Next thing I want to talk about. Earlier this week, partsford.ph posted about the daily driving a Ford GT with some really, really awesome modifications on there. Now, if you guys don't know, the Ford GT is actually a really, really special car. This came out in the early 2000s. I believe it was about 2003, all the way to about 2005, 2006 when this car came out. Now, this is a really, really super nice car. It was a homage back to the original GT40, and the prices on these cars are going through the roof. This is a future collector's car, and the prices on there right now are already showing exactly, the need or the demand for this car. But that car was modified tastefully by KBH. He did some really, really awesome modifications on there. One of them being a Hefner supercharger, making the car put out about 500 wheel horsepower. He also did a set of Anarchy wheels. Anarchy wheels, if you haven't heard of them, they're actually a private label brand by HRE based out in Southern California. If I'm not mistaken, it's in San Diego. HRE are known for making really, really high-end wheels. Everything is made in-house by HRE. And then they also have this sub-brand called Anarchy whose designs are really more of a modern design, whereas the HRE brand is more of a classic design. So Anarchy wheels, really, really awesome. Something that Parts Pro has available for them. And also he finished it off by using a set of KW suspension coilovers on there to really make the ride feel so much better. Now, KW is a fantastic coilover suspension brand based out in Germany. If you haven't done so yet, I actually posted an article on Parts Pro's website on this, www.partspro.ph. If you scroll down all the way to the bottom, you'll see all of the blog posts. Last week, I posted about KW and what makes KW different from everybody else. One of those things is KW is really one of the only suspension brands out there that uses a 7-post rig. Now, a 7-post rig is typically used by F1 cars or F1 teams. And the reason why they use that is that they can really simulate different racetracks on this 7-post rig. KW uses it so that they can really fine-tune every suspension for every car. So when they're going through that R&D phase and they say, oh, etong sasakyan na to is for a Ford GT, they can really perfect that suspension setup for the Ford GT. Obviously, every car is going to have different settings. Every car is going to make sort of each component is going to handle differently from another. So KW is one of those brands that really takes the time to perfect each component, making sure that every suspension that leaves their factory that is specific for that particular car handles absolutely perfect. Another thing is they have the various variants. Okay, you've got the KW V1, the V2, the V3, You've also got the V4 and the upcoming version 5. The difference is, the real quick, is the V1 for the KW. If you're not familiar, KW V1 basically allows you to either um, raise the height or lower the height of your car. Version 2 is going to give you adjustments on the height and also the rebound. And then version 3 is going to give you height, rebound, and also compression as well. Version 4 is going to give you sort of a little bit more adjustability. And then version 5 actually takes it even a notch further. Version 4 and version 5 are really typically meant for higher end vehicles. But again, KW, with all of their technology, they also use some really, really premium stainless steel materials so that you can be assured that your coilovers from KW isn't going to corrode anytime soon. Another thing that you want to make sure is KW from PartsPro.ph, being that PartsPro is one of the premier dealers, also comes with a 2-year unlimited mile warranty for any coilover, KW coilover, that is purchased through PartsPro.ph. So if you're looking at a coilover brand, make sure you check out KW. And if KW's sort of budget or cost is a little out of your budget, they also have a lower end or a more budget-friendly brand, which is ST Suspension. A lot of the same technology that goes into KW is also shared through the ST Suspension brand. Really, really awesome stuff. So make sure you check that out. And again, you can do all of that at the website, which is www.partspro.ph. Okay. Earlier this week, Bridgestone over at Singapore won the most trusted brand award for Bridgestone out there in SG. Now, the way they actually did this, if I'm not mistaken, this was a Reader's Digest award. They actually surveyed over 9,000 consumers. All of those consumers ranged from Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. And out of those 9,000 consumers, the majority of them voted for Bridgestone tires. And again, this is through the Reader's Digest most trusted brand survey. And again, this was won by Bridgestone over there in Singapore. So congratulations. And of course, if you're looking for Bridgestone tires, make sure you check out www.partspro.ph. You can also contact their customer care service over at 0917-703-0700. If you want to stop by the store, they're located on 91 Congressional Avenue. That's Barangay Bahay Toro, Project 8, Quezon City. Again, they're open from Monday through Saturday from 8:30 in the morning until 6 p.m. in the evening. So congratulations one more time for Bridgestone. I actually love Bridgestone. Their main factory over in the States is really pretty close to my house over there in Akron, Ohio. All right. They also posted if anybody's out there planning for a long drive video, one of the things or some of the things that you should do to your car if you're planning on a road trip. This is actually hitting pretty close to home for me because the family is actually thinking of doing a road trip dun sa Quezon, sa May Kamay ni Jesus. So one of the things that I really like to do before I go on a road trip is I make sure that the car gets an oil change. It is very, very important for you to have, one, make sure that you're not low on oil, because that would be really, really bad if something happens to your car while you're on the road trip. Two, make sure it's for a peace of mind that you've got fresh, clean oil in your car. That's really, really important for me. Also, make sure that you've got enough brake fluid. Okay, we talked about in that video how brake fluids are really important. The last thing you want to do is be on a long road trip if you're going on the expressway or anything like that, and you've got low brake fluid or not enough brake fluid or old brake fluid. Make sure you get that checked out. Brake pads. Okay, PartsPro.ph carries a ton of various brake pads. You've got HiQ, you've got Brembo, you've got Workspell. Make sure you've got good brake pads. Something that is that has plenty of life. Along with your brake fluid. Also, make sure that your coolant reservoir has more than enough coolant on there. Okay, you'll be able to tell pretty easily. A lot of coolant reservoirs have that sort of a low or or full line that you can easily see as soon as you pop the hood. Make sure you check that out before you go on a road trip. If you need to top off your coolant, check out partsper.ph. One of the more important things is, what color coolant do you have? Different manufacturers use different color coolants. You've got blue, red, pink, and green. Okay, all of these colors are available at partspro.ph. Please don't ask me right now what each color means, because I honestly, off the top of my head, I'm not really sure. But it is very important that you use the right color coolant or whatever the manufacturer is suggesting. Alam ko dyan, lalo na yung tito ko, ginagamit lang niya, lagi lang siya may bote ng tubig. Water is okay, but if you're going on a road trip, don't use water. The reason being is water boils a lot faster. It also evaporates a lot faster compared to a coolant. So make sure that if you're planning on going on a long road trip, that you've got enough coolant. Bring something extra if you've got an older car, just to make sure in case something happens, you've got coolant. Lalo na kung pupunta kayo sa isang lugar na hindi kayo masyadong familiar dun sa places na yon. Like for example, pupunta kami, kung matuloy yung Quezon trip namin sa May Kamahin ni Jesus, alam ko yung dadaanan namin, walang masyadong auto shop kami madadaanan. So definitely ako magdadala ako ng coolant. In case something happens, I've got it back up in my car, okay? Wiper blades. Make sure you've got nice, clean, fresh wiper blades. Partsper.ph carries a bunch of different brand wiper blades. You've got PIAA, NWB, Bosch, Denso, everything that's, you've got some that are a little bit more expensive. You also got some that are not so expensive. Make sure you've got some clean wiper blades. Another thing that I talked about in the video are cabin filters. If you've got a newer car, I want to say if you've got something that is a 2005 and newer, most likely your car has a cabin filter. If you're going on a long road trip, I highly suggest that you at least check out your cabin filter. Make sure it's nice and clean. If it's really, really dirty, go ahead and replace it. AC Delco has a really nice cabin filter that is sort of a HEPA filter or a PM 2.5, which is able to filter out really, really minute pollutants out there. If you don't know what a cabin filter is, a cabin filter filters out the dirty air that's coming from the outside, and it filters out before you use your air conditioning. So if mabantot yung air conditioning nyo, most likely you've got a dirty cabin filter. Make sure that you get that replaced if you're going on a long road trip. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you go ahead and check out that video. It's really, really informative. We've got a bunch of stuff on there that I think you guys are going to get a lot of information from. All right. Now, once you are on your road trip, there are a few things that I would highly recommend that you bring. One of them being extra coolant, extra oil, even like a quart of oil or a liter of oil, a quart of oil is sufficient. Also, make sure you bring something like a Mag 1 tire inflator. In case you get into a flat situation, you've got that Mag 1 tire inflator. It comes in an aerosol can. It's pretty small. You can pretty much throw it anywhere in your car. It'll easily fit in the trunk of your car. If you've got an SUV, it'll fit under those spaces where you have your third row. Also, a jump starter. Okay, the last time a friend of mine went across the US. We started from the East Coast of the US, made our way all the way to San Diego. One of us left the dome lights on when we stayed overnight at a hotel. The next morning, the battery was completely dead. There was no auto shop near. We didn't have jumper cables. I mean, we had to walk, I believe, a mile to find a jumper cable and then find somebody that can help us jump the car. Please get yourself one of those jumpers that you can get. There's the one that Partsper has is by Kenzo. It's pretty small. It's about this big. Not only is it jumper, you can also use it to charge your phone as well. It is really, really handy. And the box on that is really, really slim, so you can pretty much put it anywhere. Make sure you have something like this. Even if you're not going on a road trip, this is something that I have on my car all the time in case ma-deads yung baterya ko. At least kaya kong i-rescue yung sarili ko. Meron na akong sariling jumper Hindi na ako tatawag sa bayaw ko or sa hipag ko para tulungan ako. Kayang-kaya ko na tulungan ng sarili ko. Get that jumper box. Super, super helpful. All right. Lastly, again, I just want to reiterate December 11, 12, and 13. Parts for .ph is going to have that Parts Pro Christmas pop-up sale over there at the Kia Volkswagen building at BGC. Okay. Times, they're going to be there from 9 a.m. all the way until 6 p.m. in the evening. Again, that is December 11, 12, and 13. Okay. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Kia building, Kia and Volkswagen dealership, BGC. Let me pull up the poster so that I know. Oh, there it is. There's the poster right there. All right. It is 938 28th Street over there at BGC. Again, that is the Kia and Volkswagen dealership. December 11, 12, and 13 for the Parts Pro Christmas pop-up sale. So if you're looking for anything, they're going to have a bunch of brands out there. If I'm not mistaken, Sonax, Brembo, DTE, Rhoda, Silver Shield, PIA, and so many more other brands. We're also going to be releasing, or Parts for .ph is going to be releasing a limited edition wheel. Make sure you stay tuned for that. More information is going to come out early next week, but that is something that is really, really going to be awesome. If I'm not mistaken, only 3 sets of these wheels will be coming out. So make sure you go ahead and follow Parts Pro. Hit that like button. Check out the Facebook page every single day. Check out the IG, okay? Because 3 sets of very, very limited Rotor wheels are coming in the very near future. And again, of course, December 11, 12, and 13 over there at the Kia and Volkswagen dealership, BGC, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Check us out. I will be there on Friday the 11th from morning all the way until the evening. So if you want to stop by, say hello, check out some cars, check out a bunch of products that Parts4.ph is going to be bringing over there at the Kia and Volkswagen dealership. See you guys there December 11, 12, and 13. Again, my name is Michael for Parts4.ph. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this Saturday evening. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.